I don't put the goddamn microphone close enough to my face because I'm a little wimp who thinks, oh, this is a good distance. There's a good distance from the microphone. That way I don't spike it too much. No, fucker. This is a good distance from the fucking microphone. God fucking damn it.
Yeah, that's what I just do this. Is this good?
Like I said, what you've been doing is good.
That's good. I move this right here, and then I just talk, and then you spin it around, and then it's good. See? Now it's good.
Well, that it just specifically needed to face you.
Yeah, and the monkey is good luck. There is another. If you want the good luck monkey, I have the Spanish monkey. I mean, then you can have the good
the
luck
orangutan?
monkey. The Spanish monkey. If
The
you
one
wanna
hanging
call
from your light.
Yeah.
The orangutan.
that is the Spanish monkey.
It's okay. It's an orangutan.
Okay.
You may have gotten it in Spain.
Orangutans are Spanish monkeys.
No,
You didn't
I'm
know that, but they're originally from Spain.
nope, pretty sure from Asia.
No, they're Spanish monkeys. Oh, they're from Spain.
But I actually don't know for sure. They could be.
They could be like maybe Catalonian, but are they a state now? Are they not a state?
Who?
Catalonia.
Catalonia? I don't know. Let me look up both things.
While he's looking that up, we're probably not recording that.
No, we are recording.
We are. Hello.
At some point we do need to do a silent.
We'll
check.
do a silent intro after this introduction.
Where do orangutans come from?
Space. Space monkey. I don't think the monkeys.
Asian species, Indonesia,
Now
Malaysia,
say Spanish monkeys.
Borneo, and Sumatra.
See Sumatra, which is in Spain, next to Barcelona. And cilantro.
I don't think.
It's adjacent to Senoritasville.
Is
that
that
town has outlawed men. It's only for ladies.
is that where the
Ladies
hole?
only.
Is
town.
that where the hole in the wall where the men can see it all is?
Yes, it is. A couple of them all around in 3 different townships.
A collection of township holes.
One of which is just an imported group of Englishmen who call it New Wagstaff,
Your
and it's Little Britain in that area.
You're-
It's called Little Britain.
your little microphone is very close to whacking your big microphone.
That's why I usually put it on the other side. But I have it actually on the right ears this time, so we'll put it down here.
What was the country that you were wondering?
Catalonia, I believe.
And what were you wondering about it?
Is it a thing now, still, or ever?
Does Catalonia exist, or has it ever
You
existed?
could just have said Catalonia.
History of Catalonia.
Ah, yes.
Actually,
It's a
you
place.
want to do a little mini episode of what was I gonna name this? The self-explanatory. The territory that now constitutes.
Constitutes.
Yeah, that's it. It is what it is. Constitutes.
I knew that to look constitutes.
The territory that now
Territory.
constitutes the autonomous
Constitutes.
community of Catalonia. It's an autonomous community in Spain.
Good for them. That sounds even better. We're not. We're just in whoa. We're an autonomous community. All right, man.
That was first settled during the Middle Paleolithic.
The Middle Earth. We were
Paleolithic.
settled during the Middle Earth.
It was during the Middle Paleolithic era.
They were around with dinosaurs. That's why they have those. They Jurassic Park. They just don't advertise it.
Like the rest of the Mediterranean side of the Iberian Peninsula, the area was occupied by the Iberians.
Well, that makes perfect sense. I'm sure they named it the Iberian Peninsula too.
And several Greek and Carthaginian
Oh, Carthaginian.
towns
Oh, it was Vigo the Carpathian. Never mind. Carthaginian.
were established on the coast before the Roman conquest.
The
Romans.
Yeah, that's.
If there's one of like 2 people who are gonna show up, either the Romans or the Huns. They're always gonna show up and fuck up your shit.
It just started off so nice. They loved the Romans. It was just two guys. They had a little thing they pushed around. They go,
Welcome
pizza,
to
pizza.
the Romans.
And they would just say, pizza, pizza. And they would sell them pizza.
Are you sure it wasn't two plumbers? I've heard different versions of this story. Two plumbers who like to jump on mushrooms.
I just heard it was two smaller Romans named Caesar. And they would walk around going, pizza, pizza. And then, like 6 months later, they would bring more Romans in, and until they could attack from within.
$5 a Roman.
Yeah.
You can feed a Roman for $5 a day.
They infiltrated and then quickly executed. Well, evacuated.
And executed.
They called it infiltration and evacuation.
There was a lot of execution going on.
Yeah, an I&E is what they called it, really. That's where they got the Iron Eagle from.
The area that is now Catalonia was the first area of Hispania, conquered by the Romans. It then came under Visigothic rule after collapse of the western part of the Roman Empire.
That sounds very
Specifically,
churchy. Visigothi? That sounds very churchy.
Visigothic rule? Yeah, probably.
That's like a churchy group.
In 718,
Yep, not 17.
718, the area was occupied by the Moors. I almost read the Moors.
Oh, black people.
It kind of looks like it says the Moons if you feel like you're passing over it.
That's the old polite way of saying black people.
As
As you believe, if you want to look up the Moors. I could be very wrong.
It became a part of Muslim-ruled Al-Andalus.
I'll handle it. No, I'll handle this.
I'll
handle this. I'm Al. I'll handle this. If you got a problem, I'll handle this. You know.
Yeah. It's
Whatever.
Like in the name.
Whatever it is, I'll handle this.
The Frankish Empire conquered the area from
Frankish.
The Frankish.
Oh God.
Frankish. My name's Frank. This is my empire. We're conquering you.
It's me, Frank. Frank Rizzo.
I'm here to conquer you.
I'm here to conquer you, eat all your food, and basically fart in your face.
With my army of Franks.
No
over
particular
here.
order.
Got my army of Franks.
What's the sausage situation look like? I like, are there some pigs here? We can roast them, maybe get some bacon.
Maybe we could make some, Frankfurters.
Frank, some Frankfurt. They're named after me too. I'm the fucking Frank, and I am colonizing on you.
They conquered the area from the Muslims, beginning with the conquest of Jerusalem in 760 and ending with the conquest of Barcelona in 801.
Good job, Frank. That's it. And then 41 years later, Frank died, and his son took over.
As part of the creation of a larger buffer
Then
zone.
it was called Bastardonia.
Of a larger buffer zone of Christians against Islamic rule.
Totally the Visigothi sounded churchy.
Counties known as the Marca Hispanica. Christians against Islamic rule known as the...
And then his son,
Marca Hispanica.
Frank banged a Muslim chick, and they named their kid Franca
Franca Hispanica.
Marca Hispanica.
I'm getting a bit tired of the name Frank. You gotta be named Marca.
Not Marco.
Just a Marca.
You, my son, are named Marca. As if you were to say, be a lady. It will make you strong. It didn't make him strong.
Well, he took over.
Oh, he was just the heir.
He even kicked out his father's Islamic
He took over
thoughts.
for a bit.
In time, the Christians took control of the region, thanks not just to the Franks.
In time, we don't want to say in 4 months, because that would just throw Marco right under the bus.
Not just to the Franks and their Spanish march, but also the kingdom of Aragon,
Aragon,
who will govern those lands from that point onwards, administrated by the Count of Barcelona, for the King of Aragon.
For the King of Aragon, I am the
crown
Lord of Barcelona.
Of Aragon.
Lord of Barcelona.
The county.
I was once Lord of the Olympics.
The county.
Olympiad.
The county
Oh, yeah, yikes.
the county of Catalonia did contribute to develop further the Aragonese military, most significantly their naval power. As a part of the Kingdom of Aragon, the Catalan language flourished and expanded southwards.
Expanded southward and flourished, spreading an entire 3 miles
As more
due south,
as more territories were
and then
added
not
to
more.
as more territories were added to Aragon, like Valencia, the Balearic Islands, and
Hey, look, these look like the chunks in my vomit. I also named them
Balearic. And later into Sardinia.
Who do I like least? You're now Lord Blair.
Oh, and later into Sardinia, Sicily, Naples, and briefly Athens.
Oh.
I like the we conquered Athens briefly.
They went there to attack it, and it was part of the Athenians' plans to just be like, yes, we just accept you. And then later that night, once they convinced them they had just like accepted it, that's when they killed them all.
But they still thought like, no, we were.
But they possessed it.
We ruled Athens for the day.
They did. They ruled it for a good 3 hours and a half. We'll give them 3.5 hours.
The kingdom of
That's 3.5 hours more than you.
Oh, this is quite the claim.
I'm watching this.
The kingdom of Aragon was benevolent, with the language spoken by the Catalan minority, and their culture developed further in the later Middle Ages. The kings of Aragon permitted Catalan to exist within their realm for what the counts of Barcelona...
For what? What for?
What the counts of Barcelona were very grateful.
Yes,
Thank you
but
for not executing us on the spot.
I don't think it was just like, hey, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. You just be there. Okay, we ask for nothing in return. We are just, nothing. You can just, What? We're missing some history.
This is not a one-sided deal at all.
I highly suspect we are missing some history. I don't know what.
No, moving on.
Bread, like just say something. Like say they made the best bread, and they would just make a lot and give it to them, or something. Or like
the
they
king
had
of
the best
Aragon was
prostitutes.
just so damn
They were like
impressed.
Vegas. They didn't want to, like it was Vegas. They didn't want to acknowledge it was there, but it was like, but we'll protect you because you're like our Vegas, but you're not really. We can't. No.
Catalan is the only place where I can go and ask to be pissed on, and they'll do it.
We'll take a cut, and yeah. So there's
the golden showers of
I don't know
Catalonia.
what. That's. Or like rich people live there, and like if it's not part of this, there's no tax, right? Yeah. And this was like where all the rich people would gather in the summer, and they would throw grapes at each other because they had so many, and they would bring in poor people by like the donkey cart load to watch them throw grapes at each other that they couldn't eat.
Specifically by donkey cart loads.
The Lord of Barcelona versus the Lord of Blark was one of the highest anticipated matches of the summer. The Lord of Barcelona often won because a lot of the other lords didn't like the Lord of Blark either, so they would like accost him before the match and then throw him into the street, and then the Lord of Barcelona would just stand over him and peg him in the face with the grapes. It was it was so much fun back then. That's the piece of history we're missing.
Oh, what team?
The Blarking. They called him the Blarking.
What team are you playing for? The Blarks.
The Blarking Annual. It was the Blarking Annual, the annual Blarking.
The marriage of Ferdinand II of Aragon
Great grape facing of Blark.
and Isabella I of Castile in 1469 laid the foundations for a unified crown of Spain.
Ah, so Isabella I laid the foundations for the...
In 1492,
We're missing a little... Let's do the... Yeah, no history there.
in 1492, the Emirate of Granada,
Oh! 1492!
the last political entity of Al-Andalus,
That was the first of the bad years for the Native American people.
is the
And Central
peninsula.
American peoples.
Is
Southern American
in the
peoples.
peninsula. Was conquered and the Spanish colonization of the Americas began.
Yeah. See, I told you it was a bad year for them.
Political power began to shift away from the crown of Aragon towards Castile. For a considerable time, the Kingdom of Aragon and its little county and port of Barcelona retained its own laws and languages. Catalonia was
For a longer time, it didn't.
Catalonia was just a county of the Crown of Aragon.
That's a polite way of saying that.
But this came to an end when the new Bourbon dynasty
The Bourbons!
secured secured the throne of Spain in the War of Spanish Succession.
It was like Vegas. Then the Bourbons came to power.
1702 to 1714.
Guess what they made the best of? That's what they're... See, there was the bourbon trade. They didn't want to tax the bourbon that all the rich people were drinking.
And made the former Crown of
Spain
Aragon
proper.
territories into provinces of the Crown of Castile following the war. During the war, Catalonia had supported the claim of a member of the Austrian branch of the Habsburg dynasty after breaking an oath of loyalty.
But I doubt it was Austria.
After breaking an oath of loyalty to the French Bourbon Prince Philip of Anjou.
Ah, him too?
Anjou!
Andrew?
No, Anjou.
Ah, Anjou.
Also known as Philip V of Spain from
I'm going
1702.
to call him Philip V of Spain.
Following the surrender of Catalan troops on 11th of September 1714.
They trained an army of super Spanish monkeys to try and get them out of the situation.
Philip V enacted the Nueva Planta decrees banning all the main traditional Catalan political institutions and rights and merged its administration into that of the Crown of Castile as a province.
All the Spanish monkeys were soon sacked and shipped off to Asia.
That's the polite way of saying.
That's why they say they're from Asia.
However, the Bourbon monarchy allowed the Catalonia's civil law code to be maintained.
Oh, good.
With the exception of the loyal Basque County.
So they didn't.
The new Bourbon king, Philip V of Spain, abolished the ancient privileges of all of Spain's medieval kingdoms. So yeah, he didn't. Including the Crown of Aragon, and with it, those of the
benevolence.
Those of the Principality of Catalonia. So yeah, the benevolence.
Bye-bye.
Following the model of France, he imposed a unifying legislation and administration across
Bad plan.
Spain, as well as introducing the French Salic law and founding Spain's own Royal Academy in 1714. This led to the eclipse of Catalan as a language of government and literature. Economically, Catalonia experienced commercial growth in the late 18th century when the
like
Bourbons ended Castile's trade monopoly with Spain's American colonies.
They were like Vegas for college professors.
And now one of my favorite points in history, the Napoleonic occupation.
Oh, Napoleon took that. Oh,
and war in Spain in the early 19th
war
century
and Spain
began a period of political and economic turmoil in the later half of the 19th century.
War in Spain, please.
Catalonia became a center of industrialization.
Am I speaking to war in Spain? Mr. Spain.
Oh, we only got 2 paragraphs left.
Okay.
In the first...
Nothing else has happened.
Well, prehistory in Catalonia, the rise of the Iberian culture, it's like specific stuff. This is just the general overview. And we don't need to go much deeper than that.
What's happening today?
In the first third of the 20th century, Catalonia several times enjoyed the lost varying degrees of autonomy, like other parts of Spain, until the Second Spanish Republic. And,
good. Second Spanish Republic.
I just don't know.
Some generations were stronger than others.
The Second Spanish Republic confirmed the...
couple of weak generations in a row, you get less freedom than when you have a couple of strong generations.
Until the Second Spanish Republic confirmed the autonomies of Spain's traditional autonomous regions, including the autonomy of Catalonia and the official use of its language, which kind of had died a century earlier, if we remember correctly. Like Madrid, the Basque country...
It lived on because there's people who still speak it, that's true.
Oh yeah. Now that you've almost completely died out, live.
No.
Live.
There's a couple of they're hanging on to it. I can see that passed down.
No, I can see it passed down too,
tradition.
but waiting until it's almost gone. Like Madrid, the Basque country and much of Spain, Catalonia fought hard to defend the Second Spanish Republic in the devastating civil war of 1936 to 1939. with the defeat of the Spanish Republic by the right-wing forces of Francisco Franco.
Oh.
The Franks!
Oh! There we go.
The autonomies were canceled.
Francisco.
The Franks coming in to cancel the autonomies. In the years after the Civil War, life was difficult, with Spain devastated and cut off from international trade by boycotts. Catalonia, as a commercial and industrial center, suffered severely. The economic recovery was very slow, and it was not until the mid-1950s that the economy reached the pre-war levels of 1936. In 1959 to 1974, Spain experienced the second fastest economic expansion in the world, in what became known as the Spanish Miracle, and Catalonia prospered greatly.
The Spanish Miracle! Because, how? What? Okay. Huh.
Catalonia prospered greatly from the expansion as Spain's most important industrial and tourist zone as Spain's most
now, wait a
industrial and
minute.
tourist zone.
There was no reason whatsoever that they were so prosperous. Like, it's a miracle. We don't know. I'm telling the whole history. Just screams Vegas. Wait, no. It just was.
Spain
It
is
had
the-
a lot of money somehow.
Spain is the Vegas of Europe.
It's just
But without
very
being-
rich.
But without the fun.
There's coins shoot from fountains in the springs of where the money is. Where there.
In 1975, Franco died,
Generalissimo Franco.
bringing
And he is still dead. For those of you wondering,
bringing to an end his
he is still dead.
dictatorial regime. And in 1978, Catalonia voted
And also the
overwhelmingly.
beating of his heart.
Catalonia
Heart.
voted overwhelmingly for the new democratic Spanish constitution that recognized Catalonia's autonomy and language.
They called themselves the New Democratic Spanish Autonomous Land Massing called Catalonia. Republic. Independent state thereof. Bitches.
And that is a brief history of Catalonia, as told by Wikipedia.
And this is a brief history of time as told by Doctor Who.
Oh no, this is going to be a full recording on its own, known as, well, god damn it, what is it? No, the actual show name.
Catalonia.
Self-explanatory.
Self-explanatory.
Unless we come up with a better name. But yeah, we're gonna sign off here for this impromptu episode.
I'm not.
And I'm Mr. Gloves. Silent check.